What does this bill do?
So Bill 63 expands the sewer waivers, permitting fee waivers, and the grading and stockpiling. My cousins live with my grandma, and this is really a chance for local families to be able to add on additional space for family members.
Yeah, generational living is a great thing. We get to keep families together. A lot of people trying to make a living on Oahu with the cost of living being so high. How do you feel like incentives, et cetera, can help with this in regards to ADUs?
Yeah, so incentives are part of the issue. Now, the other issues that we have, of course, is the capacity of our neighborhoods, things like sewer capacity, parking. And all of these other issues that we as the council and the mayor through the administration are also going to have to work on in order to really make a dent in our housing crisis.
Yeah, as far as parking, neighborhood character, et cetera, those are some of the things that opponents might talk about. What's your message to those people who might oppose this legislation?
Yeah, so ADUs are part of the problem. And, you know, I was really an advocate against the monster home phenomenon. And so I'm really sensitive to those concerns. ADUs are part of the solution, but we also need to be looking at, you know, small to medium apartments in the apartment zones and other types of housing that local people can afford so we can really start making a dent.
Have we seen any evidence that ADUs have increased housing supply, maybe lowered costs here in Honolulu?
Yeah, so we've seen several hundred ADUs, possibly over 1,000 being built over the past few years. We hope that that pace increases. But again, it's going to take an all-of-the-above approach, really, to start making a dent. But the reality is as long as local families are finding a place to live, you know, family members can come home from the mainland, you know, that's a win in my book.
Across the country since the 1970s, we've had a lack of housing supply to keep up with the population growth. That has led to some of the difficulties that we've had with supply and demand in the housing sector. We've seen a move away from that. We've seen politically, as well as public opinion, a lot of pushes to get more housing supply online. What do you think are some of the next steps, as well as ADUs, to get more housing supply online?
Yeah, so a couple things. It's really difficult to build kind of small and medium apartments, and that's why we see out on the market, we have a lot of the sort of subdivision developments out in West Oahu. We have a lot of high-rises coming up in town, but those kind of small and medium apartments really haven't been built, the kind of things you might see in Makiki or McCully. So we're looking at changing the standards for how we build these small apartments. In addition, of course, we need to also look at office conversions. We have a couple of these downtown office buildings that are practically vacant, and so that's also going to help to transform our downtown area. So it is going to take an all-of-the-above approach. The final thing is our public housing stock. I know the governor and his housing team have been looking at places like Mayor Wright and other of the more older public housing stock and how we can reimagine that and get more people into these places and really spruce up those neighborhoods.
Riding along Skyline, I know that the governor as well as the mayor talked about how this is a prime sector to build housing. You feel like that's a good opportunity for the city and the state moving forward?
Absolutely. We always say keep the country, but that means keeping the growth in town. And we're building a rail line, of course, that's going to go through the town area. What we wanted to do, and we said all along, is we need more housing along the rail so people don't need to drive as much. And that's really where a lot of the growth is going to happen. So it's up to us as the council, the mayor, along with our state partners, to make sure that that happens in the correct places so we can keep the country and keep our special neighborhoods feeling like neighborhoods.
Such an important topic for many local families. Councilmember Tyler Dos Santos Stamp, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.